Welcome to TV5. We are one of the leading USA channels in America, been telecasting for last more than 2 decades. We have started one more technological show, more popularly on AI, because everywhere people are talking about AI. So to talk about more on AI, is it going to create a lot of jobs or is it going to lay off a lot of jobs? There's a lot of fear among the people. Today we are going to discuss everything in detail from our guests, from guest side, who has been associated with a very big giant. So we'll be talking about, before that, our guest is Asif Rajabali, a senior global technology leader with a deep experience in artificial intelligence, data innovation, cloud, enterprise transformation. Now he is currently serving as a senior practice director at HCL, where he focuses on data and AI for manufacturing clients. And before HCL Tech, he held major leadership roles in global technology director at Globant and chief data officer at Povitas and global head for Center of Innovation at RN Innovation. He is also C-suite advisor, board member, and innovation leader who has worked closely with large companies on how technology can transform the business. Before we begin and talk about our guests, what is the AI, from his side? So let us watch a short AV about his professional journey. Please watch the AV. That was a brief look at the Asif Rajabali's impressive professional background. Asif ji, welcome to TV5 Studios. We are very happy to have you here today. Now, today's topic is very important, artificial intelligence. Everywhere here we hear AI. So now some people are excited, some people are confused, some people are afraid what AI will take away jobs. Others believe AI will create new jobs, new opportunities. Now, keeping that today, we want to understand AI in a simple language for common people, business owners, students, IT professionals, and future leaders. So we are going to be talking about it. So Asif ji, again, one more time, welcome to our studio.
Thank you so much.
Basically, everybody is sort of like the big wave for last 1 year. So what is this, to start with, what is artificial intelligence? How would you explain AI to like a common person? What is AI, simply?
Yeah, sure. I think first of all, I just wanted to start by thanking you, Sridharji, for giving this platform. It's a very relevant topic for today, and I think everybody is a little worried, I would say. They're excited as well, but I think more than excitement, is a lot of anxiety in the market about AI. So I think if I have to explain AI in a simple language, AI is artificial intelligence, as the word says. Human being has intelligence. What it means is human being has the ability to learn, think, make decisions. And if you put that intelligence artificially into a machine, then it becomes artificial intelligence, right? So we want machines to be like humans, machine to be able to think, machine to be able to learn, machine to be able to make decisions. Again, there's a big debate going on about what kind of decisions we should leave on the machines. There is a separate topic, but I think that's what artificial intelligence is. It basically is making machines more intelligent and smarter so that it can do things, it can learn things, it can even take some decisions if required.
So basically, AI is like they're trying to put the human intelligence in the machines. Everywhere they're focusing, and why not people focus or companies focus, a mission intelligence is put in the human's mind. The other way, we are focusing on the missions, putting the human mind. that intelligence is coming up. Now, instead of that, the human minds, why not the machine learn, machines, could be a chip or anything, so many things, I hope it will come up. So
Yeah.
many people are working. I'm just thinking at large, when you were saying.
Yeah, I think it's in works. You might have heard about Elon Musk was trying something similar.
Yes.
But I think
neuron something, I don't know, like.
right. So I think, but it's not required in my view, because the thing is, human being has all the senses, right? Human being can see, hear, touch, all of those things, right? So if a machine can give you all the instructions, if a machine can, create stuff for you, then you're able to actually grab it. You are able to learn it from itself. You are able to actually, your mind can see it. You don't need to plan something in your mind to do it. But again, I think there are certain things, I think what they're trying is, can human being do more with the thinking itself?
Because the machine is like 70%, human intelligence 30%, because it cannot be 100% there.
Right.
With the human intelligence, you already have 100%. With the machine,
Yeah.
something, it's a
It'll
matter
become
of
150%.
connectivity and storing the data. That's it. So, probably it could come even, because right now people are talking about ChatGPT and other thing. Now physical AI is coming. Maybe after physical AI, maybe this one is going to emerge. We don't know.
Yes, there's something called general AI. I don't know whether it will become reality or not.
Yeah.
But it is basically not only that machines are learning from the data and the patterns. Can machine pick up new patterns? Can machine pick up by itself learning new things? Like a human being can learn new things, right?
I see.
So basically, what COVID taught us, right? That machine would not have known, because there was no COVID before.
Yes.
So, but human being adapted to COVID.
Got it.
So I think, can machine also do something similar if something new comes along which a machine has not seen?
Yes.
So that's the general intelligence we're talking about. I don't know whether it will become a reality at some point or not, but we are trying to get closer and closer to that.
Yes, but the question is, why it's only for last 2 years people are talking about ChatGPT or but the simple question is, was it like born like 1 or 2 years back, or was it there before itself?
AI has been around for, I would say, 70 plus years.
70
plus years, yes. So it's been around since 50s, in
We have
fact.
70 plus years, which we are aware last now. Oh, yes.
Yeah, so I think the only thing that has happened in the last 2 years is it has become more accessible. It has become more visible. It has become more human-like, right? So basically now you are able to pick up your phone, ask a question, and get a result. And you can converse with the phone. You can even talk to the phone by using your voice activated device. So now it has become a general thing. It's not like something which is in the background. It has existed in the background for a long time, by the way, right? There are trading algorithms which are based on AI. There are a lot of recommendation engines that are based on AI. There are a lot of intelligent decisions which are made behind the scene using the AI, but people don't see it. But now the only thing that has happened in the last 2 years is now it's available right in front of your eyes. You cannot miss it, and you cannot actually ignore it. So that's why it feels as if it's something that just arrived yesterday. It has been around for a long time. It was evolving. Another thing that has happened in the few years, I would not say last 2 years, but in the last a decade or so, is the computing power has increased because of the cloud. There's something called GPUs, which is graphic processing unit.
NVIDIA and all of the things.
Right. So basically, they allow parallel processing. So basically, lot of algorithms can run simultaneously. Right. So that's what is happening. Another thing is
quantum computing.
Quantum computing is another big thing. It is really much faster. It is not kind of viable today because it's not available on the chip. There's a company which was trying to actually put it on the chip. Right now it exists in the labs. It basically has to be below a certain temperature. So it cannot be put in the chip. But there was a company trying that. If that happens a reality, then it become, you can imagine how it's going to explode. The AI is going to really explode with it.
Wow.
So that's another thing which is on the horizon, right? Another thing that has happened in the last 2 years is the explosion of data. Now you have phone, everybody makes content using TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, a lot of content is there. And the content, with the contents of data that you can make out all different patterns. And the machine understands that pattern. That's what AI does. AI, the fuel for the AI is data. So data has increased. The computing power has increased. The accessibility of the different kind of processing power has increased as well. And all of those, culmination of all of those is what has driven this AI in the last 2 years.
Now, especially with this ChatGPT and Grok and so many LLMs are there, with all these things like Gemini and Claude and from Anthropic, so many, because why all of a sudden came like for last 1 year, just because of it was pretty much dormant. The visibility has started only with the OpenAI, ChatGPT and other things.
I think
is it the really, sort of like a breaking the ice, like, the AI has emerged because of that, because of its interacting with the humans.
Correct. So I think I would say when ChatGPT arrived, I would say in November of 2024,
Yes.
it became like a shock to the world that suddenly it has become such an important
Yes.
thing, and everybody was not sure what it's going to do.
Yes.
But then it started generating creative things. It can generate a poster. Like for example, if I have a show and if I have to create a poster, I just write a prompt and it
Yes.
creates a poster for me,
Yep.
much better than any graphic designer would create for me. So I think that's what has happened. And I think because of the power that people are seeing in the ChatGPT, a lot of companies started investing heavily into the generative AI. Right? It's a different kind of algorithm called transformer algorithm. We'll get into a little bit more, deeper into that. But what it is a different kind of algorithm. It sees the context completely. It doesn't actually go word by word by word. Transformer algorithm, what it does is it sees the whole sentence and it understands the whole sentence, the context of it. It understands what are the most important words in that sentence. And that was something that never happened before. And that's why I think all of these companies like Google and AWS and even Elon Musk and all of these people, they started investing heavily and all of these algorithms came along. So it's kind of a offshoot of the same thing, but everybody's trying to make it much better than everybody else. That's what it is.
Competition always.
Yeah, it's a race.
I mean, basically, what is the typical difference between normal software versus AI software? Is there any difference?
Absolutely, there's a big difference. See, there are two ways to, I think the easiest way to actually explain that is there are two ways to learn, right? One way is you tell me, that, okay, you have to cook some dish, right? So you actually have instructions saying, okay, you add oil, you put this salt in it and so on, right? So it is instruction, somebody follows the instruction and make the dish. The other way to do it is how you learn tennis. If I have to teach somebody to play cricket or to play tennis, I cannot tell him, pick the bat and play the ball like this. You have to show him.
Yes.
So AI is basically about seeing something. It's basically learning by experience. It's a learning by instruction, which was the old traditional computing. And now it's learning by experience or looking at something, learning by pattern. So you feed in a lot of clips of how a person played the tennis, and it learns how to play the tennis, just like a human being would. So that is the main difference between the two things, traditional computing and AI. And that's why AI is more human-like, because human being learns like that. They see the pattern, they learn from people, they learn from experience, and so on. So that's the difference.
Because people talk about to context your question, like a difference between normal and AI. Because people talk about machine learning and deep learning and general AI and agentic AI. So many things are, the different words are flowing. What is the difference of all these things?
Yeah, so I think I would say it's a hierarchy. The artificial intelligence is the overarching term, right?
Yes.
Artificial intelligence is the most overarching term, which basically means putting intelligence in the machine. Now, machine learning is about machine learning from the data. You feed in a lot of data and patterns into a machine. It looks at a pattern and it understands what will be the next pattern.
I see.
So it recognizes that from the old pattern and understands what the next pattern is going to be. So it recommends something or it basically predicts something, right? So that's the machine learning, because the machine is learning from the data. The next level of that is deep learning, where you actually have a big amount of data that is fed into neural networks. So basically our human brain has multiple layers of learning. So it's not one layer, one decision, there's multiple decision trees that is happening, because you have learned over the years by reading books, by watching television from your parents. There's a lot of experience that you have gathered. So there's a lot of things going on in your mind for a particular concept comes along. There's a layers of thing that happens.
Yes.
So neural network basically mimics that kind of a concept of a human brain, where there are multiple layers of decision making that happens, right? And it has to process a lot of data in order to do that. So that's what it does. So it basically, like for example, image is a very complex thing.
Yes.
Right? If you have a dog and a cat, you have to recognize between the two. It's a complex thing that you can do.
Correct.
Because there's so many pixels in it. How do you recognize which one is what, right? So I think that's a deep learning. Now the next level for that is
Like
generative
example,
AI.
Google image, you know.
Google image, yeah, basically.
Googling, basically.
Right. So basically, you want your image recognition or a facial recognition, because now you can unlock your iPhone using your face, right?
Unbelievable.
So that is nothing but deep learning.
Yes, of course.
And then, as you said, the next level would be generative AI. Generative AI is basically machine generating something that is not there before. So far the AI was doing based on the patterns that is recognized. Generative AI is the next level where it generates something which is not there before. It can even generate a poetry. I was able to write a poetry by just putting a prompt saying, I want to write a poetry for my daughter for a sweet 16. Yes. And it asked me the traits of my, the more context you give about how my daughter, what is her interest and all that, it makes the poetry even much better. So that's a generative AI power. That's what ChatGPT is. The next level for that is agentic, where we are saying, agentic AI is we're saying, right? So generative AI generates the instruction saying, do this, do this, do this, right? For a mechanic. Generative AI, agentic AI, what it does is it's an agent that executes those instructions. So not only generate it, but I can execute those instructions. Take it to the next level is a physical AI, where we are saying we are putting those in the machine. So basically a robot that can actually pick up something from somewhere and put it somewhere else, right? A camera that recognizes something and then take action. So if somebody is intruding into it will actually put an alarm or something.
Yes.
So basically that's a physical AI, because you are converting the generative or the agentic part of the AI into a physical thing, like a sound or some kind of a device moving from one place to another.
So basically, it's like this. Right now, we'll say, "How is the weather?" Then immediately, ChatGPT, generative AI. You said, like, I learned something today from you. ChatGPT and all are from generative AI.
Yes.
And it tells you, saying that, hey, today is 50 degrees. You better wear a jacket or something. It tells automatically.
Right.
Probably physically it will even bring you umbrella even if there is going to rain even.
Yes. It will have a robot that will actually bring you umbrella.
Physically AI saying that today's weather is this, or take out your jacket and bring the light shirt and everything.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a, beautiful thing, we are waiting for it actually.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, out of all the things, generative AI is really the most popular because of all these ChatGPTs and other things.
Yeah, because I think it is something which is much more viable. So I think it's more usable. I think what the reason the generative AI is so popular, first of all, it is something that began a revolution. So that's why everybody wants to actually invest in it or talk about it. But also it's more accessible, it's more usable from our day-to-day life perspective, right? You can write an essay, right? You can write, you can create a poster, for example. You can create a marketing message automatically, right? You are preparing for the exam, it will say, okay, give me the test exams. It will give you the test exams. It will write a code for you, like you can now you can use in the IT for writing some kind of a boilerplate code that you can customize later. So it is actually trying to make things more and more efficient for the human being. That's what the generative AI does.
What is general AI?
General is different. General AI is more about how to make computers or how to make machines think exactly like humans. Right? General AI is basically, as I was saying before, right? It is like if a new concept came along that nobody has seen before, it will still learn from it. It will still adopt to it. It will still pick up that concept.
So isn't it okay? That I got your point. But the thing is, like people talk about like agents, agentic AI. Have multiple agents and they do the job based on the task. And again, supervisory AI, the agentic supervisor, it brings you all the information. So how does, let's say example, you are in the manufacturing sector. That's what we had the introduction about you. So in manufacturing, how this generative AI or any other AI, which AI is going to be more useful to you?
Yeah, so I think generative AI is obviously useful in all the places. For example, it can give you instruction to do predictive maintenance, for example, right? So you can predict a maintenance for a machine, right? It can say, this machine, this is the life of that machine, and it can actually, there might be sensors, which are in the machines, which is collecting all the data. It can learn from the sensor and say, this machine is due for a maintenance. Because if you don't do it, it will break down. It might cause more harm to you, right? If you don't take that machine out for maintenance.
Very important. Yeah.
So predictive maintenance is a very big use case that we have in the manufacturing industry. That is basically generative based. Now, agentic would be not only that it will tell you or it will predict, what is when the maintenance is due. It will actually take the machine out of service. It will do that work on the machine, and it will get things done. So that's the next level of it.
That is physical AI then. It's not a generative AI.
So agentic, I would say physical AI is the next level of agentic AI only, right? So agentic, if you put in the physical things, it becomes a physical AI. So agentic is basically on the digital level. If I say that I want to actually create an expense report, right?
Yeah.
It basically will ask you first, maybe the first time, ask you to log into certain systems, so that it can get the invoice, it can get all the the credit card statements and so on. And then it will also have integration with other systems. Basically, it might have to have integration with the CRM system or some kind of a ticketing system. It will do all of those integrations, and then it will do the entire thing for you. So I'm just setting a prompt saying, this is can you create this invoice for me and send it out.
Yes.
And once it learns how to do it, it will automatically carry out all the information for it. Agent, what generative would have done is, it would have just generated the instruction for somebody to carry that out.
Yeah.
Agentic will actually get things done. It will actually send that invoice out to somebody at the end of everything. Because it will actually connect to different systems, send different data to different system, collect something in one place, send out an email to somebody for approval. Then if the person approves, then it does something after that as well. So it's very human-like.
So basically replace the humans and keep one agentic machine, and it does automatically and everything. And collectively, the owner will monitor whatever it is.
Correct. So I think, the only thing I would say is a human in the loop is very important, because what you cannot replace with the machine is human judgment. Human sentiments, right? Human has passions, or some kind of human has more, I would say, creativity. All of those things are not replaceable in the machine. What machine can do is repetitive task. I want to actually fill up this form and send it out to somebody. That's a repetitive task. A human being is doing it.
Not only that,
the machine can do it.
Even intelligently, it's suggesting. If a human, if you writes an email or something, it's probably it's not even telling. It doesn't even tell that thing. Sometimes he might forget certain stuff.
Right.
But even intelligently, it is suggesting something also. From his own, basically the data training. The way we ask questions in the chat GPT, it understands our pattern and everything, and it tells you, hey, this is so and so time, and this is the thing you need to send it also. It reminds you also many aspects what a human is not doing it actually.
Yeah, so I think that's a very good way of looking at AI.
Yeah.
AI is basically your assistant. Don't think that it's something that's going to replace human being or replace a complete job. It's not going to be. It might replace certain task in a job. It cannot replace a job, right? And it cannot make decisions of certain kinds. Basically, for example, a lawyer, a doctor, all of those decisions should not be left to AI. Things like, for example, data entry, right? Those kind of things which are very, very rudimentary and it's very, very repetitive. There are very less chances of doing any kind of exceptions in it. Those kind of things you can leave it to AI.
But how about coding? Coding is a repetitive stuff,
Yes.
right? Do you think that coding is going to be affected?
It is already being affected. So coding, like even today, in fact, in a lot of the projects that I am part of, we are using Copilot in a big way. And the Copilot, yeah, so it's basically Microsoft, equivalent of ChatGPT. And Copilot, you can actually write, just a prompt and
Is it
generate a
Gemini?
code for
Is
you.
it Gemini? Or Gemini is from Google, right?
Gemini is it's a different company, but Microsoft has something called Copilot.
Copilot, yes, I know.
Right,
Yeah,
which is, I think, is prominently used most of the companies now, because Microsoft is very accessible.
Office 365, it connects.
Correct.
Yes.
So it's part of the Office 365 as a free software.
Wow.
So you can write a prompt, say, what, I want to create a login page. It will generate a code for you. Now the code might not be perfect, but it will be like, say, 80% there. And now you have to just customize it a little bit, and now you'll have a page. Right? So you increase your efficiency by 80% by doing that. So I think, we are using that heavily in the code generation. Developing test cases, right? So test cases, all different scenarios it will actually create for you. And it can also do testing for you, right? For all those scenarios. So basically, that, especially in the code development area, I think the efficiency is pretty high. I would say more than 60% now in most cases.
It's going to eliminate creators also eventually.
Yes, so that is a little bit of a worry, I would say.
Anybody, whoever I'm talking, they're saying that my company is going to be implementing AI. Everybody is saying it's starting from next month, or it already started, because people do not even know what's going to happen basically. So if it is coding is going to be removed, or is it administrative jobs are removed, or automatically any calls or any bot charts are coming up. So many things are coming up.
Right.
So they don't know who is going to be replaced and who is going to be having in more demand.
Yeah.
So do you think that what sort of jobs are going to be laid off based on the software industry? Since you are a veteran in this line.
Yes, so I think there is a concern, absolutely no doubt about it. Any kind of technological development that happens, right? For example, car came and the bullet code went away, right? And all the development that happens, there's going to be always jobs eliminated. Some jobs are going to change,
Yes.
and some new jobs are going to come, right? So that is a cycle. But the only thing about AI is it's happening at a much faster or much more rapid rate. That is what the concern is, right? So it is actually replacing things very, very fast, right? So everything which is repetitive, I think we probably might have AI to do it very soon. I think if it's not happening already, then it's going to happen very soon. But what will not change is a business domain understanding, right? So somebody actually knows how to do the trading, right? Or how to actually, what kind of marketing campaign has to be run. All of the strategy kind of things, all of the places where you require human thinking, human ingenuity, human creativity.
But yes, intelligence is more than human intelligence. Supposing if I have a problem, if I'm putting in the chat GPT or anything, it is suggesting me much better than what I even think even. Even though I feel that I'm an expert in media, if I put it something, I try to learn every time something different, much more beyond what I know. So this is the AI power right now is happening.
Absolutely. So I think, since the AI has so much data, right? It basically actually goes against all of that data and brings you the most relevant, most concise results. But you can't trust AI blindly either.
Yes.
The point is, there's a lot of hallucination that happens. There's a lot of fake confidence that is there. When somebody come from the AI, there's a fake confidence that actually shows. People actually get wrong information also, because it's all about garbage in, garbage out, right? So if the data that you're feeding is not right, there's also a lot of bias that happens because the data itself is biased. Now, for example, the easiest way to understand this is if I have to understand the pattern of how people do shopping, and imagine if I take the data of the COVID era. People were all doing shopping online.
Yes, online.
Right?
Yep.
And then when it went away, people came back to the physical shopping again, right?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, there is a lot of impact. Obviously, a lot of people still are doing online shopping, and they moved to that.
Because the trends have changed.
Yeah,
yes.
so I think you cannot take the COVID era data for any of those kind of trends.
Yes.
Right. So that if you use that data, then it's already biased data. Right. So I think that's the best way to explain this. That AI is great, but it is only as great as the data that you're feeding into the machine. Right? And the more context you give to it, the better answer will come.
Maybe because it's just generative AI, it is even using that its own intelligence. Even the data is recent. It could probably pull that old one, historical data and current data, futuristic data, and coming up like wars and so many things. Sometimes it does calculate everything. Very a human cannot do it actually. Very honestly. But anyway, one of the version is there are a lot of JP or many people interviews I've been watching. They said that the real demand is going to be for a plumber or data centers building, physically the hard labor construction, where the hard labor and everything is there. Only those jobs are going to be in demand, and other, mechanical or routine or stereotypic works or something, AI is going to replace. Probably they may be there, like 10 people may be there, but it's replaced with one guy. So, so basically these are the things. Do you agree those types are going to happen?
Yeah, so obviously, if people are going to do more computing, then you need to build the data centers, right? So all of those physical jobs that they're talking about, like all of the, construction jobs and things like that, that will obviously...
a person has to do it, no matter what.
So those jobs are going to be, the new, thing, kind of a wave of that is going to come. But even from the people who are doing their current jobs, it's not going to be a complete end of everything, right? It's basically, as I said, it's a big mistake if you are relying on AI completely. AI has to be treated as an assistant, not as something that replaces human being completely.
But there is also fear, like, small business companies. If we don't have AI in our companies, we are going to go out of the business. They don't know how to use AI. They don't even know what AI they have to use it. So it's so confusing situation.
Right.
So like example, this IT staffing industry, how does it work, right? So typically a client and companies like HCL, and typically there are a lot of vendor network who hold their employees in their H1B or green card or citizens, they're in the payroll. So in these companies, where the AI is coming into play and how it's going to be helping.
Yeah, so I think
just imagination,
right. So I think in the short run, basically, going through all the resumes, basically, AI can play a role about how to actually sort those things, how to find the right people for the right skills, right? So I think that's one thing. Also, it can help in the resume writing and things like that. But yeah, I think overall, as the workforce is transitioning into a new technology, right? The scarcity of the jobs are there right now. You're already feeling the heat of it, right? So if people are evolving, instead of being afraid from AI, I think the point is, how do you adopt AI? How do you actually start using AI for yourself? How do you use it for your benefit?
In your company as a AI practice head, so as a HCL, it's a more than $50 billion company. So what has really your company has, implemented where in your clients or even at your, within HCL, did you implement anything AI and it has resulted in a massive changes like, layoffs or created jobs or productivity has gone up or something?
Yeah, so I think the easiest way to actually put it is, some optimization of the jobs has happened. There's absolutely no doubt about it. But what we have done is we are actually making sure that everybody is AI literate.
I see.
So all the people that we have right now, right, at this point, we are making sure that everybody is going through some kind of AI training. And then especially all the developers, right? How can they use AI in their daily lives? Because even the client, they're looking for people who are AI savvy, right? So they are looking for developers, even right now, the Java developers, full stack developers, the database administrators, all of those jobs are still in the market. But they are looking for people who are AI savvy, right? So I want to hire a person who actually can use AI within my company and actually make things better for me. So I think as a company, as a consulting company, we are supposed to lead the pack.
Yes.
We're supposed to be the ones who are going to adopt. We are going to be the early adopters of all technologies, right? So if that is the case, then we have to actually lead by example, right?
Yes.
So we are doing that. So whatever we are teaching our clients to do, that they should be adopting AI. Their people should be adopting AI. So we are actually doing that in our own company. Right. So that is what we are trying to do. Yeah, I think the job optimization is going to happen, but somebody is going to actually be able to be adopting it much faster than others, and they will have an advantage. So we want to actually try to grab that advantage. I think every company is doing it, not only HCL, but every company is trying to do it. But yeah, I think there's a race towards getting adopting AI as fast as possible, so that you can get the optimization that you're looking for.
Because the reason is nowadays, if you talk to any AI consultants, and earlier we used to have so many departments like website and to make an app you need Android developer, iOS developer, and you need to really brand it through digital media, and you need to see that. So nowadays it's very simple. Like the people come with the objective and they write their problem statement or whatever it is. They work with the flow and they try to generate the prototype and they show to the client and dashboard and website and everything. And all these things are happening through AI tools, like simply probably through Claude or whatever it is. They say that, hey, I have this objective from the company, my client, and these are the business requirements, and can you generate their inputs with their expertise and generate in a website and generate an app even is generated, and so that they can showcase the AI solutions to them, so that suppose if their priority is to watch the pricing strategies or any customer satisfaction or whatever it is, they can take that inputs from third-party apps, they will wrap it up or whatever it is. Everything is available. So that's what the world is going towards. When I was talking to friends outside. So this is very with this all these things. Now a person with 30 years experience or 20 years experience, people who have come in with the AI has come in. So the difference is going like a war between the most experienced with the Gen Zs, who started even the college grads. They are more AI savvy than these people. So do you think that is like this generation, they have a big setbacks because of they have gained so far. It's like this: if you work for 20 years in hotelier service industry, you are preferred because you have seen the world 20 years, and you're better writing the emails and so many things, or taking intelligent decisions. But the guy who doesn't even know, with the AI tools, he can do a much better job than this person.
Right.
So much. So with this, what is going to be, do you think that this generation is at loss right now?
No, I don't think so at all. I think I completely understand that the new generation actually is more tech savvy and they are more AI, savvy in many ways.
Because it's giving everything. Supposing if I had to take your job, I don't even know your job, then you need a leads. Okay, tuck, look in the GPTs and you can find out what could be the things.
Yeah.
I need that. Even you can use the scraping and you can even pull the emails. You can even get the telephone numbers. There's so many lead software. So many things are there. You wrap it up everything. Then after that, what do I talk? What is my pitch to the client? How do I'm going to convince my client? What is the best things? What are the top points before I talk to this client?
Right.
How I'm going to convince? Earlier it was not there.
Yes.
It was all based on the experience.
Right.
Nowadays everything is available. Just while talking to the person, you have everything.
Yes.
That's where you make the deals.
Right. See, the learning is accelerated, there's absolutely no doubt about it, but the skills like negotiation, the skills like being able to talk socially with people.
Take him into dinner and making him happy.
Yeah.
Good environment. Yes, that made a lot of deals happen.
I think a lot of deals happen when you're able to socialize with people, right? For example, we're having this interview, right? So, this is something that, there are new ideas which you're actually sharing, the new ideas that is coming to my mind that we are sharing. This will not happen with the AI, right? Because this is basically, when you do socialization, so basically, say, negotiation skills, socialization skills, all of those skills are not going to go away. The experience will actually bring all of those things to the fore. So I think what you probably need to actually pivot to is your business domain experience, right? So the learning is accelerated for everybody, right?
Yes.
Not only people who have 20 years experience, but also for the new people who are there. But do they bring that kind of domain expertise? I think the domain expertise will be with the person who has seen the business, who has interacted with the people, who has interacted with the customer. They understand what the customer problems are like, what the employee problems are like. The new generation might not have seen it, so they have to learn from scratch all of that, right? So basically what I'm saying is the human-like traits, if you focus on that, then your job is not going to go away.
Because what happened is,
Right.
we are in a industry like, one of my friend in staffing, a 18-year-old guy walked in. He was saying that I can increase your productivity. I was shocked. 18 years person, just college under, student interns. And I was told the companies, institutes, like a lot of institutes in New Jersey, when I was talking to a couple of professors, they're picking up the best interns when they're practicing AI. They're trying to take them and starting like a consultancy, like a business. They're starting making money now.
Right.
I mean, it's like very impressive when one professor was mentioning. So things are changing,
So I think, see, the best way to actually put it for right now is, the point is, there's a lot of work to be done, right?
Yes.
So if you look at the government, for example, government sector, people are still using the old greeting screens, right? So there's a lot of transformation that needs to happen.
Yep.
Now, AI will accelerate all of that journey because that would have taken 5 years, 10 years, all of those systems to actually become more modern. Now those are going to take 2 years, 3 years to actually do that. But still these systems are required, right? These old systems has to be transformed. So I don't think we are at the point where AI is going to actually take away everything away from us. No. It is, we have enough work in our pipelines that AI will accelerate it, and for at least a few years, I don't think there's going to be a major shift. But during the 2-3 years or maybe 5 years, while AI is taking over a lot of things, if you evolve yourself, if you try to learn AI, try to understand what AI can do for you, and if you try to actually focus on your business domain and your human traits, as I was saying it, then I think you will be fine.
But the thing is, like, because why this fear has started is, Oracle Corporation has laid off 30,000 people.
Yes.
Meta is doing the same thing. And Microsoft is doing the same thing. Google is doing first time like 17,000 people.
Yes.
So with all these things, because they're blaming the AI, but, I don't know, is it true?
Yeah, it is true to some extent. I mean, unfortunately, because, things are becoming more efficient. And that is the case everywhere, right? So when a new fuel, for example, if, nuclear power or basically electric power came along, right, the mining industry declined, right? People lost job in the mining industry because nobody wants to mine coal anymore, right? So that will happen always, right? But can these people be repurposed? To use AI and do things with it? Absolutely they can be. So I think that mindset has to shift. With any technological advance, and the only problem with AI is it's happening too fast. No change in the history has happened like this. In 2 years, everything is now getting transformed. So that is the only thing.
The entire India boom has happened because of software.
Yes.
Because people are getting like 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs, 1 crore, big salaries. They're all buying the big buildings. They're buying expensive cars and everything. Now they're all developers, coders, basically, pretty much.
Yes.
Now with this AI, now do you think their jobs majority are at risk?
I think there will be optimization. Okay, I think the best way to put it is with any technological advancement, there's going to be optimization. Some jobs are going to go away, some jobs are going to evolve, right? And some jobs new jobs are going to get created, right? So somebody has to even write AI algorithms, right? Somebody has to, as I said, somebody has to build the data centers for the processing to happen. Somebody has to build machines.
But I was told data centers don't create jobs. Like a lot of people are talking about Visakhapatnam, Google data centers and the big things. Then I was talking to some educated people. They're saying it's not going to create any jobs. In fact, it is going to deteriorate the resources of the water and other resources, and where there'll be a lot of shortage of the power and within that around of the data centers with the noise and pollution, so many things. So with all these things, I don't know, like what is, we have to wait and watch, but it's not going to create a lot of jobs, I was told.
See, I think there are, one thing I can tell you is there are other technological trends which basically are on the back burner now because of the AI. The way
probably like, prompt engineering. That could be, because the way you ask all these LLMs is like, the way you talk to them, the moment you talk precisely, it gives the answer precisely.
How
do you answer precisely? That is very much required. That is a prompt engineering. Probably those prompt engineers will be in demand in future. Probably.
Yeah, so that is one part of it, right? The AI-based jobs. But what I'm saying is, as soon as ChatGPT actually came along, right, in the say November 2024 timeframe, right? There were many other trends which are actually on the back burner because suddenly everybody started putting all of their resources, all of their investments, all of these companies actually started running behind AI like crazy, right? So what happened was there was a trend for the cryptocurrency, basically, with the blockchain. That trend kind of took a backseat. It's not that somebody had gone away, but that trend actually took a backseat, the blockchain, right? There was also a meta trend, right? The metaverse. Basically, Meta, in fact, Facebook named itself as metaverse because they were thinking about doing a metaverse. And metaverse is a very powerful concept because you can virtually be present in a particular room. For example, we are having this conversation, there may be a third person sitting in Bangalore or Hyderabad, and you feel as if that person is in the room. That meta concept was very, very good, that artificial reality kind of a concept where it's not only about visual, but also, you can feel that person being around because of all the elements coming together. Now that trend actually has died down. So there's a lot of other trends which actually have taken the back seat, and those are going to pick back up. Quantum computing, as I said, it's a big new trend. There's a lot of investment that was going in the quantum computing that actually got stalled because everybody wanted to do the AI first. So now as AI becomes embedded in all of the systems and people are going to actually start using it more and more and more, it becomes part of the daily lives, those trends are going to come back up. So there's a lot of jobs to be created there too. I mean, cryptocurrency, as I was saying, the blockchain is a big trend which is on the backseat right now, right? The metaverse is a big trend which is on the backseat right now. These are all going to come back up. Quantum computing, all three of them, I'm counting upon them to actually keep all of the tech jobs alive. But yeah, you have to adopt those things. You have to, adapt your skills towards those new things that is coming up. So what is the future, if you ask me, for the tech guys? If you can use AI to your advantage, use it. If not, then actually get some in all of these different trends that I've been talking about, because these are going to be the next thing coming in the pipeline.
Because what I'm thinking is, I'm thinking at large after having this show. I think one is the AI, we talked about machine learning, deep learning, and general AI, generative AI, and so many things. So now, then after the AI, the physical AI is going to be more coming up. Now, after that, the way we talked in the beginning, when you were telling, then I was thinking, why not, a machine can go into the mind, where you said that Elon Musk has already started doing.
Right.
Now, after that, I started thinking, why not my eyes to be used for AI? Supposing, eyes and the only two parts I see. One is the eyes and the ears.
Yes,
These are the only inputs. Probably a chip can go near the ear instead of putting in the mind. Who knows? You need to have surgery and all other thing. Very scary part, which is good, no doubt about it. And then have some sort of like a speaker, so that where you can't hear, or you can even have like a collar thing where you can hear. And people, you come across, you look at that, people talk to you, people do so many things. It's like you just tell, other person can ask questions, right? Then immediately this will prompt you saying that don't take it, this is a good deal, this is a bad deal, because you saved $22, grab this deal, he's cheating you, it is not the right, it tells him immediately, instantly. A human can perform in a much better way. Or the second thing is the way the glasses, the way I'm glasses, maybe a screen thing come up. So I think probably in the next to physical AI, do you think that the people are going to catch your ears and eyes apart from that mind, which is like
it's already happening? By the way, what you're saying, it's already happening. So I'll give you an example, right? So again, I won't name the department.
I didn't see anywhere.
Yeah, so I'll tell you because we did experimentation on one of my companies, right? So I've not named the company either. And I'll not name the department store also. So basically, in a department store, right, you actually go and you see prices of different entities. You say, just as an example, ShopRite, right? Or say Target, right? You go from all these places, Walmart, right? You see prices of different things. You can wear a glass, right? It's a mixed reality glass. When it sees a particular thing, it will give you all the comparison of all of that, of the same thing in different stores. What is the different prices? Or in your eyes, you are seeing it. You're seeing that thing.
Scan bar. The moment you
so basically, in that glass, it's already coming. So you can see whether this is the best price, or should I go to another store and get the better price for this item. It's happening in the real time. Okay, so those kind of things are happening already, right? Similarly, the shelf management. Basically, camera is looking at a particular shelf to see which is the foot traffic, which is the shelf with the maximum foot traffic, and basically it can post different kinds of marketing signs in that, so that you can monetize that the aisle, the traffic in that aisle.
That'll be more useful. Like the women that wear the glasses. I look at like something, I'm going to pick it up. Then immediately it'll say that hey, within next 1 mile, the shop rate has got 2 cents more. You're buying a quantity. So is it a good thing? Some inputs like immediately can change my last minute of decision making.
So this was the experimentation. The one I was talking about, the glass is one of the prototypes that we did for the mixed. So when AI, it was in 2023, I believe. In 2023, we did this with big company, which was part of, it was based out of California, it's like a mixed reality company.
Because I think this glasses and the ear thing, because whenever you are wearing the Apple earpods, even it has the technology nowadays, even if other person is talking in Spanish or something, it translates everything, because I bought the new generation earpods. They already have that feature, but I'm not using it. But it's a good thing. When I go to Spanish or tomorrow any other country's different language, maybe probably it could help me, immediately to have a...
That also is happening already.
Yeah, that is happening already. That I know. The same thing, like tomorrow that technology could connect to internet and everything. It is telling me everything, unfortunately it cannot see, but the thing is the conversations and everything. And if it can integrate, maybe probably if a company could integrate the glasses and the ear pods, then the game is over, because they're capturing both. They will never go wrong. The moment you shake hands, I know you're scanning. This person was, blacklisted by this guy. He's just, scamming right now with crypto. We know everything. That's something is fantastic.
So I'll tell you one thing, because when I came from India this time, I went through JFK, and they actually had a camera, and I just stood in front for 2 seconds, and they said go. And I was like shocked. I was thinking, is there going to be immigration? I said, immigration is done.
Maybe you have a global entry.
No, I don't have a global entry.
Oh, really?
No, I don't have a global entry. I don't have TSA, nothing. They just asked me to stand in front of a camera. The camera actually took my picture for 2 seconds. The guy said, go. And I was like, where is immigration? The immigration is done, sir. So this is on JFK. This is our JFK.
Or it could be even contact lens, They will not even wear the glasses. The contact lens can be even doing
I think they already captured, I think maybe something like that. Maybe the face, whatever, I think they've done it in such a way that they know exactly this is the person, and they check the data on the fly and they give me a go ahead. And I was very impressed with that. I didn't know that there's a possibility. And whenever I told anybody, they were like, "Is it true?" And now it's happening already in JFK.
When people are talking about like vaccines when the COVID time came, that I think like Pfizer and another thing I forgot about it. Like so basically the way they're inventing, because of the way the diseases are coming, viruses, this intelligence artificial, it can even come up with the new formulas. The best thing for even the vaccines even. So somebody was mentioning a scientist. So it is very useful for the invention of the medicines and all things.
Yes.
A human cannot do it.
Yeah.
So
it can actually analyze all the different patterns of the DNAs and stuff like that.
I see.
So it is, if you do it, they were using computers to do it, but it was much more slower now. If they feed it to an AI engine or the algorithm, it can actually figure out all the DNA analysis now is happening through the AI. And the crypto, it will become even much better. Because it's so many different patterns, right? And
because if the technology is going towards all these gadgets, do you think that tomorrow physical AI will dominate the human? Because we are talking about glasses, earbuds, and ChatGPT and all other thing, intelligent decision making. And tomorrow, if a physical robot or AI, and supposing if it sits in front of me, I can't even beat it, in terms of knowledge or anything. So tomorrow if it is equipped with some, tomorrow it can weapons or anything. So tomorrow it's more powerful than human. We don't even know what's going to happen because, like just you can imagine a physical robot is moving in your home and at midnight when you sleep in, it will touch you. And when you wake up, we don't know what's going to happen unless you're tied up or something. It's very scary to see.
Yeah, I mean, all of the,
things going to happen now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I mean,
it's anything can happen now. We are in a world where things are happening. I think the technology is going to be playing, and so Asif ji, this was a very valuable and practical discussion in a very fun manner. We had some practical jokes. Today, you helped us understand that AI is not just technology trend, it is becoming a major part of our life, business, jobs, education. More important is on our personal life. So viewers, don't fear AI, understand it, learn it, and use it wisely.
Correct.
The future belongs to people who can work with AI, not run away from IT or not away from AI. So it's better to learn, and it's always good to learn, as you rightly said, and good to be knowing new stuff. But the only thing is, and the people are having a lot of fear, including myself. So where I'm going to use, so far I could not even see that the industry where I'm working and whatever the thing, media, IT and other thing, I don't even know where I can use my AI so that intelligently, like 100 times more I can powerful. But one thing I can tell you is this ChatGPT and all other things are really helping me in doing like some emails, no mistakes, no, some nonsense, and reviewing the contracts.
Yeah.
There was a funny joke I want to share.
Yeah.
I prepared one, what you call employment contract for something, ask me review. So it prepared by a lawyer from India and everything. I just put it in the ChatGPT. I said, is it good? They said it's not right because these are the elements are missing.
Oh my
so
God.
then immediately I went to that my people in India. They said that, hey, how come these are missing? Then immediately they said, oh, who suggested some senior? Let me correct it. I mean, that makes me like very scary. A guy with 30 years experience and this AI is doing everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that means it's dominating. In future, if it dominates, this physical AI is going to come in, and then after that, as we spoke, people are going to catch the ears, eyes, and I don't know whether somebody wants to play with willing to mind, that I don't know, but definitely the ear and eyes, the glasses will definitely a future boom.
Yeah.
I think it's going to come after physical AI, in my opinion. I don't know. I may be
No,
wrong.
that's a trend. As I said, that trend is on the back burner.
I think if somebody
it's a meta trend is what I was
can
talking about.
combine both is winner, not one.
Correct. So the next level is physical AI. If you connect physical AI with meta, which is the metaverse I was talking about, there's a metaverse. The mixed reality, virtual reality is nothing but a metaverse. Connect AI with metaverse is the next trend which is going to happen. So I think for all the tech guys, this is the thing. I think if you learn something for the future, like blockchain, all of these things, if you concentrate on those technologies, I think your job could be safe.
Good. So Asif ji is mentioning that there's going to be like a more jobs created, more opportunities, and possibly somebody will make more money is not only success, but more monetary wise or so many things. Definitely AI could help because one got to be ahead of the technologies always. And the good part is you don't have to feel that you miss that all these years. Everybody is learning AI. So with the visionary and experience with this AI, definitely is going to, because we have seen the practical world, and obviously the Gen Zs have not seen that real traditional world. So obviously with this experience with your AI, obviously you will definitely stand, don't get disappointed, because a lot of people, when you talk to some, very senior people, hey, we all become equal. A guy with 25 years experience, if anybody does he does the same English like, walking in, tomorrow, yesterday into United States,
Right.
Communicating with any other local person, the same thing. They use ChatGPT and send an email or whatever it is.
Right.
Then unfortunately, and things could go bad also with the technology, but let's hope with our show positive is going to happen. Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu, that's what we always pray. So definitely everything will be good. Stay tuned for more updates on AI. This is changing every month. Not only AI, we will talk about any new technology. We are coming up with the new technologies, and every week, very soon, we will be airing in our channel. Stay tuned with our Mana TV network and TV5 network. Stay tuned, and I'm signing off right now with this, but we'll meet with some other guest to learn more from him. Thank you so much. My name is SridharChillara. Thank you for watching.